Welcome to another episode of the Alamo City Sports Cast. I'm your host, Joe Garcia, and I'm going to be joined today. We're going to be joined by two guests. We're going to be joined by the one and only Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio, and also the host of the Locked On Spurs Podcast. We're also going to be joined here by the one, the only, Chris Leja joining us, man. He's joining us remotely from the job site. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? And let it be known as of right now, Puro pinche Astros a la verga, bro. Till the end.
You're going to ride with your team.
It ain't over till it's over, dude. It ain't. We got 3 straight over there, so it's gonna be fun to see what the hell is gonna happen, man.
Hey, let's go ahead and talk about this, man. Is this a must win for the Houston Astros? You know, because they're on the road and they're a good road team. But I'm telling you, man, I got a different feel about this Rangers team. This isn't the team of old that chokes games away now. This Rangers team has a different vibe. So do you count this as a must win for your Houston Astros?
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, man, because if we go down 3-0, I mean, like I said, you got 3 straight over there. And the Astros have been the better road team this season. You could still win 2. You win game 4, you win game 5. But then you come back home and you're down 3-2. Game 6, you know, I'd rather them come back up 3-2. You know, I still have, you know, I said in 6 games, so I got to stick with it. So now I got to hope that they win 4 straight. But it's baseball, man. You never know. It's not like basketball. It's not like, of course, NFL is you're one and done. That's it. You know, teams have come back from being down 3-0. You know, shout out to the Red Sox for, you know, teaching the Yankees what's up.
Red Sox Nation, brother.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'll tell you what, man, watching game 2, remember I told you before the game started, I told you Jimenez that Jordan was going to have himself a game. And sadly, he was the only fucking one that showed up. You know, he had those two big home runs, and then he had that other run that he scored, which to me was fucking impressive. You know, he's 6'6", 250 pounds, and he made it to home from first base. You know, Big Papi was probably watching him thinking, man, I wish I could have done that back in the day. But
hey, you know, we can't have a discussion about Texas Rangers without roasting your boy, man, over here. Our boy, Jimenez, man. He was on one.
Dude, that right there put him on another level. He took him up a notch again, dude.
He's on one.
Know, calling the Rangers Yolanda and the Astros Selena, bro. I was like, damn, bro. I know we have to shit talk, but you gonna talk down on the queen like that? Fuck, man. Come on now. The disrespect was real, dude. The disrespect was real.
Hey, man, and the thing is, I don't even think the brother was drinking, bro.
I bet you he fucking was. I bet you he was sober as a judge.
He was.
Shit like that.
Ya sabes, dude. You already know, man. He's gonna be again. That's why I call him the rotisserie chicken, bro. He's just always getting cooked, man, because he says stuff like this.
Yeah, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it. To be honest.
Oh my God, bro!
I couldn't believe it went to that level.
Yeah, he took it to a whole different level, bro. I'm just like, dude, what is up with you, man? Damn.
And he says he doesn't do it for the clicks, man. But that one right there, that one was clickbait. That was clickbait, bro. Because you don't say shit like that. Come on, man. You don't disrespect the Queen Selena like that, man. You should know better.
Oh man, but, that's your boy.
don't be surprised if he's at the Puro hearing, saying, "Come on, you gotta let Yolanda out. You gotta let Yolanda out."
Hey man, I'm gonna share this quote, man. I was just scrolling through Twitter, right? So
yeah.
I saw something here that they shared. It was a quote by Derek Jeter, the great Derek Jeter,
Captain, bro,
the captain, man. And he said this. You saw this too. It was on the MLB on Fox, and he said, "This Houston team is great on the road just because they're down 2 games. It's not over." He goes, "We've lost this series being up 3-0. I don't want to bring it back up, but my point is everyone in this Texas Rangers clubhouse knows this series is not over." And that's the thing that I was talking with you about before we got on air. The Rangers know this series is not over, and the Astros themselves are capable of winning on the road. They play better on the road than they do at home.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure. So, yeah, that's one of those things, man. Like I said, in baseball, we've seen it happen before where a team goes up 3-0, and the bats get hot and the pitchers get cold, and this whole thing can turn around up in Arlington today, And if the Astros can pull it off, it has to be one of those statement wins where you got Max Scherzer on the mound today. He's back from injury. So
the Mac is back.
Yeah, if you could take advantage of if he's coming back from a long layoff and he's not, as hot as he usually is, then you like I said, you have a real good chance of taking advantage of that and setting the tone early in the game and taking off from there. But what I'll give the Rangers manager credit is he doesn't get nervous.
No.
Neither do his pitchers. Because you saw Uvalde, he had the bases loaded with 0 outs, and he had Diaz come up to bat, he had Altuve come up to bat, and he had Bregman up at bat. And he fucking didn't flinch, with the bases loaded, and he was able to get all 3 guys out and end that inning. I gotta give respect to that man because that's cojones right there, bro. That's huevos. That's balls of steel. Not giving up on your pitcher and letting him. He got himself in a mess and he let him get out of it. So respect to that, and we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, not Jose, but David Outwater here. He's talking about the Rangers, and he's saying Rangers have the second best home record. And he says it was a nasty game, Nate, baby. And one of the things that I want to talk about too with this Rangers team, man, is their outfield has been impressive, man. They've made some really spectacular catches, man.
Oh, for sure, dude. They've made some good defensive plays. Like you said, they're not the same Rangers of old, man. And you got to give them, their flowers, as they say. And let's just see what happens.
Yeah, well, you have game 3 tonight coming up at 7:03 p.m. is the start of the tip here. So, I mean,
I'm just glad it's at 7, not at fucking 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Shit,
you're trying to pour concrete at the same time, trying to keep track of the game, bro.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Yeah, man. This is it's not earlier, but it's a later tip. So it's going to be, a lot of fun because people are going to be at the bars dressed in the Rangers gear, dressed in their Astros gear. Everybody going to be enjoying the game. Hopefully it's a good one. I don't want to see no pinche extra innings, bro. I hate when it goes 13-14 and it's like 1-0. I'm like, no,
yeah,
I can't do that. Can't do that. Hey, but I can almost taste that beer, that case of beer, Chris Leja. You better not buy me the little sissy cans
I'm
either,
gonna
man.
buy you the little
8 ounces.
the little coronitas, bro.
No,
I'm
hombre, no
gonna
mames.
get you the coronitas, bro.
No mames, dude. I'm gonna take that back. Give me the receipt también, cabrón. Go buy me a big boy case, man. 24s. 24s. Hey, man, I still have a lot of Vironga over here in the fridge, man. I got a fully stocked beer fridge, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop by Feature Fridays and shit.
Shit, I got like Miller Lite. I got Dos Erques. I got freaking whiskey and bourbon. I mean,
you got it all.
Got it all.
You're never a dry house, as they say, bro.
Yeah, never,
you
man.
Stay ready.
Exactly. You want to pour? We ain't pouring the cheap stuff here. No plastic bottles. I was like, Jimenez, don't bring me no plastic bottles over here. He still owes me a bottle of Buffalo Trace, cabrón. He finished that last bottle.
No pinche McCormick's vodka.
No, hombre, bro. No, hombre. No. He better pay up too, man. He owes me a case of Buffalo Trace. I'm gonna tell him, hey, homie, next time you pull up in here, you better bring that bottle, brother.
Hey, don't even show up.
Yeah, for real. Hey, but anyway, the game's gonna be starting at 7:00 tonight. You know, it's gonna be a game 3 of the ALCS. And this is something that, fans have been wanting. They were like, oh, are these teams going to be on a collision course to meet in the postseason? And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. But, man, this has been a surprising outcome of this series. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer. Game 2 was a lot closer than the previous game. So I'm hoping that's going to be the case moving forward. Both teams are going to kind of figure each other out a little bit. We're going to see a more competitive, let's say, outcome, where it's going to be low scoring, maybe a 2-3, something like that. Because, both sides are going to figure each other out a little bit and say, hey, let's go ahead and get this game plan in order here.
Yeah, my prediction, I told my brother this morning, I go, I think this game is going to end 1-0, and I hope it's the Astros fucking, getting that one home run. Or getting that one run middle of the game or something, and then they, the pitching shows up and keeps it locked down. But I don't know, man. I don't know that the Astros got their hits on Monday. They just couldn't capitalize on the run. So we'll see what happens. But
this could have had you could have had a different outcome to this whole series had Jose Altuve touched that base, bro.
Oh, that fucking too. Him and shit. When two of your best hitters in Altuve and Tucker aren't doing shit in the series, that doesn't fucking help either. You know what I'm saying? Both of them have been really, really quiet in this series. And they have been pretty quiet for most of the postseason too. So I need them two fuckers to get their shit together, man, because like I said, the only one I did anything last game was Jordan. So we're gonna have to wait and see if I tweeted out yesterday they're showing them doing their batting practice over there in Arlington and whatnot. And I was like, you better put some hot sauce on them fucking bats and get them hot, bro. Because I need some fucking runs to be scored.
You need some Sammy Sosa bats? You want to put some cork in them?
Fuck it. Bring back the cork bats and steroids, bro.
No,
let's get this shit popping, man. hey, but you see that cheating, bro, that cheating in baseball. You gotta love it.
You're not cheating, you're not trying. I keep telling you, bro. That's what happens with the great teams. They get away with that shit.
Yep. That's fucking true, man.
It always happens, man. It always happens. But this is a great time of the year, man. This is what we live for. MLB playoffs. And then you have Philly, dude. Philly on the other side, man.
Oh, smacking up the Diamondbacks, bro.
Bro, Philly's looking like world beaters, bro. It doesn't matter who's going to come out of the ALCS. I think they're going to have to go ahead and get through Philly, man, in order to win the World Series. And Philly, they're looking like a really good team. They're kind of scary, bro. I'm not going to lie.
Now they're looking sharp, man. They are looking sharp. And some people may say, "Oh, the Diamondbacks ain't all that good." I'm like, "Hey, man, you make it to the postseason,
you're good.
You're a good team." It's like there's not many teams that make it in the postseason when it comes to the playoffs. So, but you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. Hopefully, like I say, we'll see the Astros make a comeback tonight, man, and get this shit rolling.
You want the outcome to be favorable for Houston Astros Nation, right?
That's right, dude. I'm hoping for a dub, man. Hoping for a dub tonight.
You're not gonna call it out right because you can jinx a team, right?
You know how it goes. You're a little superstitious,
Yeah. Hey, do you have
But
any superstitious stuff that you do, like on game day? Things that you got to wear, you got to eat, or something you got to do before you watch the game?
nah, dude, to be honest, I couldn't tell you if I did have something that actually worked. I don't pay too much attention to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe I've been wearing the wrong hat. Maybe I need to wear my shirt from last year. You know, my World Series shirt. I don't know, man. You know what? Today I think I might do that when I get home. I'm gonna pop on my World Series shirt from last year and see if that kind of brings some good luck to the team, man.
Yeah, well,
Lord knows we need it.
yeah, because man, if they go up 3-0, dude, you don't want to hear from me, man. I'm gonna be like, hey, bro, I'm gonna put in my order already for beer.
Don't worry. I'm a man of my word either which way, man.
Oh, yeah, no, I got
pay
you,
up
bro.
my shit.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I know you got to get back at it. You got to get back to your jab site. And also, we're going to have to make way for the next guest, which is going to be Jeff Garcia, El Jefe. Yeah.
El Jefe, bro. Yeah, I don't want to get in the way of El Jefe. I'll tell you that much.
Jason Garcia says start banging the trash cans, man.
Hey, you know what? I might do that today when I get home. When I put my trash can in after I get home, I'm going to get my baseball bat and start smacking it. You know, maybe bring some good luck in our favor.
Bueno, bro. Well, I enjoyed, man, talking with you about the Astros, dude. You're a man of your word. You're not ducking. You're not dodging, man. Respect,
never,
brother.
Bro. Never. All right, man. Y'all have a good one, bro.
You too, man. I'll talk to you later, brother. All right, so we're going to go ahead and have a quick ad read here as we go ahead and start reaching out to the one and only Jeff Garcia of the Locked On Spurs Podcast. So we're going to go ahead and, since we're going to be bringing Jeff on, we got to go ahead and talk about Lowe's. So here you go. Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow not only on threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Yeah, so make sure you go and check out Jeff Garcia at Jeff G Spurs Zone, and make sure you go and you subscribe to his YouTube channel where you can go ahead and watch the premiere of the Locked On Spurs podcast. So without further ado, we got to go ahead and bring El Jefe on. We got to introduce him proper though. We're gonna bring you on. We're gonna go ahead and do it proper, dude. We got to do the whole bit, the whole thing.
There we go. There it is. Hey, where did it go?
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money.
Oh, I like that one. That was my favorite.
Dollar bills, y'all.
And they're $100 bills too, I see.
They're hundreds, all hundreds. So what's
going
up,
on,
Jeff?
dude?
How's it going, man? We got the graphic up with your plane, your steak, your chain, and everything.
I see that. Anything new on this thing?
No, not today, man. I might go ahead and I was thinking I might put a celebrity out there with you, man. We got to talk about it.
But yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about that. But,
We don't want to give away things to the people, man. We want to keep it secret. You know, we might put some of your favorites up here for you. You know, maybe we talk about Transformers, Star Wars, something.
Yeah. Put Megatron next to me or something like that.
There you go. I like that. So let's go ahead and get down to it, man. We're going to go ahead and talk with you since we're bringing you on. Talk about the San Antonio Spurs, and the Spurs have a game scheduled for tonight. And this is the thing. When the Spurs announce that they have a preseason game, especially on social media, they don't tell the fans how to watch the game. They don't say where the game is going to be aired on. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and dispel all that for you guys right now. If you want to watch tonight's preseason game, and as of right now, Wemby, we are assuming that Wemby's going to be in this game.
Yeah.
We haven't heard
anything. Pop did allude to it that Wemby, Devin, and Trey Jones will be back tonight.
Yeah. So the game, you can watch it on the CW35 tonight, which is 4.2. If you're watching over the air, you just go to channel 4 and then go ahead and just hit the dial again, and it's going to be channel 4.2. I believe the game is an early tip, not real early, but it starts at 7 o'clock, right? At 7 p.m. Maybe go over a little bit, 7:03, 7:04. But either way, it's not real late. But hey, I'm looking forward to watching the game. Being able to see it on TV is a big plus, Jeff. Wemby might go ahead and play. You know, he's scheduled to go ahead and play. Maybe we'll see him again with Sohan. Maybe we're going to see a little bit of Keldon. We haven't seen Wemby, Keldon, Sohan a lot on the court. And I want to see more of that.
Mhm.
What do you think?
Yeah. Look, I think these last two games are going to be a dress rehearsal for the big show, which is the opening night regular season. Hence, why you're going to probably see Wemby, Vassell, and Trey Jones come back now with Keldon and Sohan back in the fold. Yeah, you're going to probably going to get a good estimate about which team the Spurs will be trotting out. Right now, I think the biggest question is the point guard spot. We saw Sohan start the last game. He started the previous game. Trey Jones came out off the bench. And I was at practice yesterday, and Sohan spoke with us saying that he's comfortable running the point, that he learned a lot last year. The last year, there's a lot of ups and downs for him running the point. Some good games, some really bad games, and he started laughing. But so keep an eye on that in these last two games, the point guard spot. And, what a way for the Spurs to end it, too. They go to Golden State, a really good test. Steve Kerr could likely trot out like the power players on his roster. Hence, the Spurs will really get an idea of what a regular season game may feel like. So all in all, it's good. It's good. I did have a chance to talk to Sohan yesterday during practice, and he told me that there are some things that the team needs to work on. And what do they do it? It's defense. Still defense that has been the key for this team in this offseason, training camp, mini camp, now during these preseason games. So look, there's nowhere place to go up but up, because last year, pick a defensive category, the Spurs were just abysmal. So that is going to be something to watch as well in the last two games, how their defense is trucking along. Look, credit to Spurs. They held Houston to under 50 points in the last game. That was without Wemby, that was without Devin, and that was without Trey. So good things are happening. But yeah, dress rehearsal tonight. Looks like this could be a sneak preview of how the Spurs rotation will look like come regular season.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, like, I believe we're going to go ahead and see some of the starters for a couple of minutes. Coach Pop will run them out there. But he also has to kick the tires on some of the other younger players because, let's face it, Jeff, some tough decisions are going to have to be made here before the regular season starts, and the end of training camp is almost here, as the Spurs are going to end it, like you said, against the Golden State Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Some cuts are going to have to be made, and I'm sure we're going to start hearing more and more about that probably after tonight's game, maybe after the Golden State game. But they can't go ahead and carry a roster that they have right now into the regular season. If you have to say, who you think might not make the cut, who are you thinking?
I think Ken Birch is probably the obvious. He'll probably be let go. There was a sighting of him the last game. He played his first game as a Spur since coming, from Toronto.
Yeah.
So he finally played, but I think he might be on the chopping block. Keep an eye on him. Then you got those two-way kids, your Barlows, whatnot. I expect them to just try to play more minutes. You can see them being stashed in Austin for a while, and Sissoko as well. But no, I got my eye on Ken Birch as a likely candidate to be cut.
There you have it. So look for Ken Birch to not possibly make the cut. But do you think the Spurs go ahead and waive him? You think he'll make the Austin Spurs roster?
No. I think they'll let him go. They'll let him go, and they get signed somewhere else with another team. I think that'll be the situation for him. But I'm looking at the Spurs team, and one thing I would like to see them do in these last couple of games is try to learn life without Wemby. I think that is something that'll be key for this team. Look, the Wemby's going to get his minutes. We get that. But if you can limit his minutes, and so this team can learn to play without him, I think that'll be beneficial for the Spurs in the regular season. He'll likely get low managed. I hope, knock on wood, nothing happens to him. But, I would hate for him to become a crutch on defense and offense for this team and just learn life without Wemby. I would like to see that in the last two games.
And there you go. But now that you've kind of been to the new Spurs practice facility, the Spurs, I saw that you had but something you put up on Twitter, and you had said the Spurs are actually going to finally officially open the Victory Chapel Performance Center. You've been there. What do you think about it, man?
It's still in construction. I mean, they're calling it a grand opening, ribbon cutting ceremony. But I was out there yesterday, and first of all, it's kind of difficult to find.
Yeah.
Like you can see it. You can see it from the highway. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, it's massive.
Yeah.
But navigating within that neighborhood is tough. Especially as far as getting a little cheat code. I can get there. So I was able to find it. But when I pulled up to the Capitol Center, I'm sorry, the Performance Center, excuse me. It's still massive construction. We were the media and I were waiting in a room, which is on the first floor. And it's just a basic big table, a bunch of chairs, and wait up. But when they escorted us to the gym, it's on the second floor. And then when we had to wait outside the gym, there was still, extension cords, sawdust everywhere, incomplete staircases. There were contractors discussing the next phase. I looked outside, and they have this artwork. And it's a picture of a tree, but instead of leaves, the little basketball nets hang from the branches. So that's kind of like a centerpiece, like in front of the Spurs gym. They had a big LED screen. I mean, I think it was massive. They were still working on that. So maybe, unless some miracles happening between now and then, everything's gonna be done. But no, don't expect the entire complex to be finished. I think maybe a good bulk of it will be done.
Yeah, so I want to ask you a question, man, because I saw what you were posting up here on the Twitter or the X, and you posted a picture of an enchilada plate from the one and only the Don Pedro's on the south side of San Antonio. I grew up on the south side of San Antonio. I have a lot of family over there. My grandma's house is still there off a commercial, so I saw this. I mean, I'm waiting for my invite. When are we going to go out and partake of?
Man, we got to definitely do that, man. We got to do it either during a big lull between Spurs games or now in the preseason before the real games that matter start in next week, I believe, right?
Yeah, maybe on the weekend, maybe on a Saturday, we can go out and indulge in some Don Pedro's, maybe for a lunch or something. Because that enchilada plate looks pretty good, Jeff. I ain't going to lie.
Can you handle more than one plate?
Nah, bro, I can only handle the one plate. I mean, they gave you some good portions over there, especially of the beans and rice, bro.
Hey, by the way, I heard a rumor that Chris Leja can handle one plate, that he has to tap out after one enchilada and a half of serving of beans, and he taps out in a hurry, man. He can't handle all that goodness. But all in all, you got Don Pedro's on the south side. You know what? I recommend people just to go up and down South Flores or Nogalitos or Presa. Go down that street because you will find these tucked away, hole in the wall
They're good
places that are just fire. You gotta go there. You're like, yes, sure, there's Don Pedro's. I get it. There's Bud Jones on the south side, and Bobby's Cafe, which is a good spot. But go like in between Military Drive and I'm gonna say Division. Go in between those streets, and you'll find some really nice tucked away places.
Look at Chris Leja says, "Invita, bro, invita." He wants his invite,
but he can't handle a full plate. Like he has to get the child's plate. That's what I heard.
Oh man,
yeah,
the child's menu.
Yeah, he'll tap out if we get him the grande plate.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you, man. The only thing that I didn't like in that picture of that, enchilada plate from Don Pedro, were the onions, bro. How are you gonna serve enchiladas there with like onion slices on it? No, man.
Just do them off to the side. That's what I would do.
Yeah, dude. I'm not about that, man. But I heard you went to Bud Jones with Jimenez, and Jimenez.
Oh no. I didn't go to there with him.
He went there. He went on his own.
He went there. Yeah, he went on his own.
Okay, he still had slander on it.
He spoke blasphemy. Yeah, that's a South Side staple that is iconic, historic. I practically grew up there every weekend as a kid for my family going to Bud Jones back in the day. They look. I get it. There's now other competitors for that chicken fried steak, but it's still good.
It's a staple, man. And I was telling him he should have tried the Mexican plate. I think it's like the Mexican plate.
Or their catfish. Their catfish is really good.
Fish is good, dude. Always good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially during Lent. You always have the was it all you can eat fish on Fridays?
Mm-hmm.
It's always packed, man, because it's good stuff. But I think Jimenez he was on one. I think he might have still been drunk, bro.
Man, he's still on one right now. Do you see what he put out there?
Oh yeah, we talked about that earlier, dude. Talking
And
about
you
yeah.
believe that? Like, you don't go down that road, Jimenez.
He wasn't even drunk. That's the sad part about the whole thing, and that's the thing that Jimenez is like he's doing it for clicks, he's doing it for likes. I'm like, no, man. Like, if you know him, he don't got a filter. He just blurts out whatever he thinks, and it's not always the best. Best look.
When I met up with him this past weekend to hang out, we met up and he was already tanked. Like just already gone. Like his eyes are all glossy.
And you kept buying him drinks.
Yeah, he was kind of swerving in his seat.
Oh man!
I bought him a drink, and he was barely nursing it. And then I take him to 1919, because the place we met at was just dead.
Yeah.
And then we went upstairs, and I kept on warning him, okay, Jimenez, I'm gonna buy you a drink, but don't chug it. Don't chug it. He started taking big gulps of it. And I'm like, what are you doing? And then that just wrecked him.
He was done. He done.
Yeah, he was done. But I want to circle back to the Spurs though.
Yeah.
As the more I get to see this team, sure, there's the Trey Jones and point guard spot. And obviously that's a big storyline. Then there's Wemby, huge storyline. But what I think is getting not enough attention is how potent the Spurs bench is going to be.
Yes,
like,
dude.
You already looked at it. Like it's not going to be a bad bench. You possibly could have Malachi Branham, Keldon, or Devin Vassell coming off that bench. You possibly can have, you will have Doug McDermott, maybe Trey Jones, depending on the point guard spot.
You got Barlow.
Oh, and you got Barlow, and you got Bassie. This bench could be sneaky good in the league.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good enough to either keep you in the game or good enough to go ahead and start cutting into that lead until the starters come back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because right now I think Bassie overtook Mamu as far as the backup center.
Yeah, man, that's
Dak and Wemby.
I knew that was going to happen. Mamu they got him back at a discounted price, and they're going to have him there as insurance, which isn't a bad option. I mean, he comes in, he plays with high energy, but he's also a fan favorite. So I know Coach Pop will run him out there once in a while when he's doing the load management thing. But I mean, fans love Mamu. They like the way he plays out there. And who doesn't, man? You got to respect the guy. Even though he might get 3 minutes, 2 minutes, a minute here or whatever, he makes the most of it, man. He's exciting to watch when they do roll him out there on the court.
Yeah. You think he's going to Austin?
I don't know if he'll go to Austin. I think they're just going to keep him there on the bench. As I said, he's going to be like that third option, and he'll come out, if load management, hits that night and Spurs need somebody or someone gets in foul trouble. Or Coach Pop wants to just go foul somebody else's big. Mamu, you're up, man. I need 3 out of you, brother. Go out there and foul that brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to ask you a question here because I saw this on Twitter earlier. So this is being shared by the NBA Central. And it says Bleacher Report's top 10 duos in the NBA. And of course, they have number 1, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray. At 2, they have Giannis and Damian Lillard. At 3, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. 4, you have LeBron and Anthony Davis. 5, Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving. 6, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. 8, they have the nephew, which is going to be Kawhi Leonard and George Paul. Number 8, they have Steph Curry, Draymond Green. 9, Butler and Adebayo. And at 10, they have Joel Embiid and James Harden. So my thing is they have this is the NBA's top 10 duos. The Spurs, who do you think are going to which teammates do you think here that are going to pair with Wemby? It's going to be that 1-2 punch, which is going to be the prolific Spurs duo moving forward this season. Who do you think that's going to be?
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
I think it's going to be Devin and Wemby, tell you the truth. I think they're going to be that 1-2 punch.
I was going to go with Sohan and Wemby.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. They play off each other. I mean, Wemby's going to make everybody good on this team. Everybody's going to benefit from Wemby. You put Doug McDermott out there and those wide open shots he's going to get, they'll be like, look at that 1-2 punch, inside-outside attack. You get Trey Jones. Hey, look, running the pick and roll with Wemby. Devin Vassell talked about that, saying that they want he would like to see Vassell roll more to the basket because he said that nobody can stop him in that situation. Wemby has a tendency to face up the basket. Remember how David Robinson used to do it?
Yeah.
He would get the foot and then turn around and face up and try to get you off the dribble or shoot over you. Wemby's effective like that as well. But Devin mentioned that if he could just get established in the post with his back to the basket and then run the pick and roll, then nobody can stop him. But I'm going to go with Sohan and Wemby. I'm going to go with those two guys.
Sohan and Wemby. I'm going with Vassell and Wemby. I think they're going to be the 1-2 punch, that duo that's going to really set things afire here in the NBA and be the talk of maybe some of these sports shows on the 4-letter network. Who's this guy Vassell? They're going to act like he's a rookie. I'm like, bro, where you all been?
Well, here's the thing too. You're starting to see, something that I thought about recently, and that is like the national attention the Spurs are getting. Is it really the Spurs getting the attention or just Wemby?
I think it's
San Antonio's
Wemby.
San Antonio's an afterthought. It's
You know
just Wemby.
Yeah, I think what's happening is that everybody's going to be talking about Wemby because he is the number 1 overall pick. Of course, he's going to garner a lot of attention, but as the casual media people, the national media people are watching the team, they're going to be surprised by Sohan. They're going to be surprised by Keldon. They're going to be surprised by Devin Vassell and some of the other supporting cast members that the Spurs have. And they're going to be like, well, where has this team been? And look at how good this guy is. And wow, look at this. Look at him. I never knew he could play like that. And it's because they didn't pay attention to the Spurs in the years when they were no good. Now that they're getting some attention because of Wemby, now you can see who the casuals really are that cover the NBA as far as the talking heads on the big networks that never paid attention to the Spurs in the past. They're going to act like Devin Vassell, like I said, he's a rookie. It's like he's not a rookie, man. It's like the Spurs extended him in the offseason. Come on.
Yeah.
Where you all been?
Yeah. And then look, there's another Wemby effect there is that although attention is on him individually, the players in the city and everything be a byproduct of that, of the Wemby effect of the attention. So I think it'll be kind of like, we didn't know the Spurs had this quality of a player, referring to Sohan, or who is this guy that's coming off the bench, Malachi? So again, the Wemby effect will be in full effect this entire season. But I look at this roster, Joe, and I'm not going to be surprised if they're a high 30-win team, like 37, 38. Would you be surprised?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I would say they're going to win a couple more games than they did last season. Now that they have Wembanyama, he's going to garner a lot of attention, which leaves some of the other players that are going to be open, like Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, to kind of be able to do their thing a little bit more. So the Spurs are going to remain a little bit more competitive, and they're going to look great. They're going to be a fun team out there in the open court because you love seeing Wemby running that open court at 7'3", and then just lobbing the ball, throw it in the air. He's going to grab it with that length and just dunk it. It looks like an NBA cheat code. It's like it's not real, but it's going to be fun and exciting. Exactly, it's going to be fun and exciting. So I'm here for it, man. I can't wait for the regular season to start. I do think they're going to win a couple more games than the Vegas odds makers have them currently projected. What did they have them at? 28 games, I think they said?
Yeah, 28 games,
Yeah. I think they're going to probably be in the upper 30s, probably 32 to 35, If they win any more than that, like I said, it's just a plus. But I'm not expecting anything as far as, the win projections and what are they going to do? Are they going to flirt with the play-in? Are they going to be going to the playoffs? I'm just going to enjoy the start of the Wemby era, and for what it is, whatever the team decides to do at the end of the day, if they get into the play-in, great. If they don't, that's fine too. I'm going to be excited just to see San Antonio Spurs basketball with Victor Wembanyama. We went through this with Tim Duncan, remember, when he was a rookie? I mean, with the Spurs were already good because they already had a good supporting cast and they had David Robinson, but you added Tim Duncan to the mix, and instantly that made him a lot better. And what happened? Just after 2 years with the San Antonio Spurs, the Spurs won a chip.
1 year. It took 1 year for them.
Yeah, 97-98 was his rookie year, and then the 99-2000 season. Yeah.
Yeah, but that ain't happening for Wemby.
No.
Spurs fans, don't get ready for a river parade this upcoming season. It ain't happening.
Hey, what's going to ask you though? If we go back and we look at Spurs history, and this is one of the things that I want to talk with you about when you come out and you're a guest on Two Shots is in this league right now. I don't think you need to be a super team to really win a chip or to be super competitive. But one thing that is clear is that you have to have two very good players. And I'm not saying that they have to both be bona fide all stars, but you have to have two solid pieces. Right now, the Spurs, they have a superstar, a budding superstar, superstar in the making here with Victor Wembanyama. In order for the Spurs
Mm-hmm.
to actually get to that next competitive level, to compete for an NBA championship, to be in that conversation, to put up 50, 60 win seasons, they need that second piece. Do you think that second piece is currently on the Spurs roster, or do you think it's something that the Spurs are going to have to trade for in order to finally
Mm-hmm.
be able to get to that upper level with some of the better teams in the NBA?
Well, it depends. If you want to accelerate this rebuild, 'cause they're still in the rebuild technically, then you make a move. And the Spurs can't afford to make a major move with the picks and the money and the players they have on the roster. So I think ultimately, I think if they want to go that route, then they're gonna have to flip somebody or trade or hey, who wants first round picks? Who wants a lot of money? So I think that's probably their best bet is just to trade for an established asset, which they can do. That's the thing; they can afford pretty much any asking price that any team could throw at them, and they won't even dent. They won't even dent their war chest of picks and money. Sure, well, maybe a player, a fan favorite would have to go, but not like the Spurs never done that before. Just look at Sean Elliott, look at George Gervin. So
Malik Rose,
Elite Rose, yeah. So I think they'll have to flip or just trade, see if they work it out.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to talk to you about some news that I heard too as well here. So I'm going to go ahead and hide this on screen. Let's go ahead and bring you back. So I saw this on Twitter, man. And I know you saw this and they were kind of tagging you and they were talking to both me and you about this on Twitter. And the word on the street is that Twitter's going to start charging $1 for an annual subscription to be able to post and interact, like, retweet, comment on other people's or on other posts. If they start charging for stuff like that, Jeff, I mean, are you going to stick around on Twitter? I know we have to have a presence on Twitter.
I thought that's what Threads was supposed to do. What happened to that?
Oh man, Threads didn't last very long, bro. It was like a flash in the pan. It came and then it went.
Yeah.
So
it's just too. I mean, it's just too ginormous now. It's the go-to now.
It is.
I can see people forking money over for that.
I mean, it's $1 for an annual subscription. It's not like they're charging you monthly. So it's like I think people will pay it. Elon's just trying to do money grabs at this point.
Yeah. I mean, but eventually there's got to be a limit to this. Like, there's only so much that he can pull before people really start bailing. Like, I'm out of here. Like, there are other alternatives. Like, there's something called Spoutable. I think that's one.
Yeah.
There's I think it's called Mastodon. I think it's called Mastodon.
But they're not nearly as prolific as Twitter. They're still kind of quirky and they're not polished.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was going to talk to you about this as well, since I got you here. One thing that I wanted to mention is I don't know if you saw the Cowboys game that happened on Monday Night Football. So they've been talking about this super fan here. Her name is Miranda. I think it's her name, Miranda. And of course, you saw her all cheering and everything on the sidelines, going crazy. But somebody else released. This has been making the rounds on social media. So she grew up, or she lived in Minnesota for many years, and then for 20 years, I believe she was over in Minnesota. Then she came over. She was in Minnesota. Then she came over to LA, and she's been a Chargers fan for the last 20 years. So has her allegiance with both the Vikings and the Chargers, and she made the rounds all over social media. She came on the Pat McAfee show. She's been all over the place. And they're like, oh, it has to be an actor, But it's good to see that at least her being a fan, super fan, she's getting attention for the right reason, just being a passionate fan for her team, not about saying anything controversial or standing for a cause, or she got caught up in a fight, that makes its way on Twitter all the time that we see. There was even a video of a fight recently between the Cowboy fans and Chargers fans at the stadium. I believe it was after the game. I mean, that's a bunch of nonsense. But at least she's getting the I guess, her fame, her 5 minutes of fame for the right reason. What did you think about her? Do you think it was staged? A lot of people are saying it was staged, that she's an actor, or do you think she's just passionate fan?
Passionate fan. I think it's what it is. Yeah, it's going to come across. It didn't look fabricated. It didn't look staged. I think it's just one of those fans that is going to get their 15 minutes of fame right now. That's all it's going to be.
Yeah.
And they look at the end of the season, it'll just be a footnote. That's all.
Yeah. Maybe they'll go ahead and do a piece on her as far as Chargers. The Chargers.
Hey, get her on
Nation
two shots.
Oh man, I'm good, dude. I'm good. No, but I mean, it's good to see at least she's getting the attention for the right reason. It wasn't expected. She was just living in the moment. She's having fun, and she said she's a mother of, like, I think 5 boys or something like that. It's like, good grief, man. I can't even imagine having that many kids, man. But good for her. Enjoy your 5 minutes of
kids you
fame.
got, Joe? How many kids you have?
I only got 3, man, and I already got my hands full, man. They're expensive.
The way you say you only got 3, yeah.
I only got 3, man.
I don't have children, so I can only imagine what you go through.
Yeah, man. And like I was telling you too, like my daughter, she got sick last week and she had to have emergency surgery to remove her appendix, so that's been a trying time. She's been with me or with us here at the house all week. She's not at her UTSA dorm, so we're having to kind of tend to her, but I'm just like, when you going back? I'm getting tired, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Dad of the year right here on the phone with me right now.
When you going back? I was like, damn. Like I'm trying to juggle a lot of things at the same time, doing this thing, then doing the 9-to-5 job, then having to go and check in on my daughter when between breaks and lunch and all this kind of stuff. It's like, man, I'm tired. I'm feeling the crunch, man. Let's put it like that. But I know that you were you had another trying weekend because you were wearing 2 hats. You were, not only are you the Spurs the lead writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio, but the host of the Locked On Spurs podcast. You were also at the Big Texas Comic Con. Like you said, you were geeking out. You were nerding out. You got to go ahead and meet a lot of actors. Let me ask you something, because I didn't ask you this last time we were talking about it. Out of all the people that you interviewed, who was your favorite? Like the person that you were talking with?
Man, that is a good one. Number one, I think I would go with Crossbones Frank Grillo.
Okay.
I met him. Usually I meet the people I'm going to interview about 30 minutes, an hour before they go on stage with me. Introduce myself. Hey, I'm going to be your moderator. And a really cool guy. It felt like I was just talking to you, or anybody.
Yeah, just chilling out.
But they had a lot of do's and don'ts. Do talk about this, don't talk about this. That's what their agents would tell me. And one of the things for him was, his agent told me, don't talk about him playing Crossbones and being an Avenger and this and that. And Grillo didn't say a word. He didn't say anything. So when it was time to go up, I go up, I introduce myself to the crowd, I warm up the crowd, and bring them on. And remember, we're not supposed to talk about anything that he's doing.
Yeah.
Then he just opens up. He starts talking about how, if you go back to look at the tape, Crossbones pretty much whooped up on Captain America. I'm glad he did that, because it's hard for fans to, it's difficult for the fans to show up, pay good money, come cosplay as Crossbones, and then him not talk about his role. So he opened up the book, and then he talked about that. He even broke news that he's switching allegiances. He's leaving Marvel to DC now.
Nice.
And he'll be doing voice acting for DC now in the new animated movie. I'm just glad that he allowed that, because there were some actors that really stuck with that whole, don't talk about my acting career, don't talk about anything about me. And people showed up dressed up like them. And they didn't get an opportunity to talk about their favorite character that they played. Number 2, I would put the Armorer, Emily Swallow.
Okay.
They were, by the way, she cut a promo for me for Locked On Spurs. If anybody has not noticed that, that's who she is. She's the Armorer on Mandalorian. I did the Mandalorian panel, and that was the one that took me the most to really contain myself. That's Star Wars.
You were geeking out, yeah.
I mean, in front of me is the Armorer. In front of me is Apollo Creed. Sitting next to me, standing next to me on the stage. AKA Greef Karga on the Mandalorian. Then there's Tate Fletcher, who plays Paz Vizsla in the uniform. That big, you remember him? He's that big, bulky Mandalorian.
Yeah, the Mandalorian.
He had that big cannon.
Yeah, he had the Gatling gun. Yeah.
Yeah. He played. That's the guy in the costume. And I'm sitting there next to them and thinking, I'm on the freaking stage with these guys. Like this is bizarre. Well, anyway, circling back, she was very adamant, like, no, don't talk about my work. Don't talk about my work. Same thing with Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed. He's like, yeah, I can't talk about it. The other guy didn't. Yeah, the other guy didn't care. He's like, I don't give a, you know what, we can talk about it all I want. But when I'm talking to Emily, she's like, however, she goes, I think I know a good game. So she had 2 tickets for Fiesta, Texas. And then her and I were trying to think of a contest to win the tickets. So I pitched a impromptu costume contest, like the best Mandalorian person. She shot it down in a hurry. She's like, no, it ain't gonna work. And then she's like, I'll come back to you. So right before they came on stage, she whispers to me, she goes like, we have a contest. So then I'm talking to Carl Weathers, and he goes, yes, here's our contest. And then she interrupts him, and she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna say it right now. So it was any volunteers in cosplay. You had a push-up contest. You had to be in your costume and say lines to your favorite character while you're doing push-ups. Whoever lasted the longest won the tickets. So there's footage of me somewhere, and I've been meaning to ask Big Texas Con to send me it, of myself, Carl Weathers, Emily Swallow, and Paz Vizla, Tate Fletcher, all in the stage interacting. They did a selfie with me on the stage. I mean, that was fun. That was just a fun thing. And then that made me feel at ease because I was nervous because that's, me, that's my Star Wars. That's Star Wars. And I'm on the stage with characters from Star Wars. So that was a great experience. But yeah, Emily, she saved me because I'm like sitting there with her and I'm like, well, what am I going to talk about? I can't bring up Star Wars. I can't bring up this. They would dance around it. They would say, we're a part of a certain universe and I play a certain character, Yeah. So, but they would not talk about what's going on because of the writer's strike. That was like kind of like solidarity for them. Although I got Apollo Creed to get on microphone and chant "Go Spurs, go" to the crowd.
Oh, so nice.
There's video of him somewhere doing that. Although he fought it, he didn't want to do it. He started off by saying, "Get this, Joe, go Clippers, go."
Oh no!
He said, "Oh yes, he did." So the crowd started booing.
Not because they don't like the nephew.
Yeah. So the crowd started booing, and then all of a sudden, he starts laughing. He goes, "Okay, I'll do. I'll do it. And he was like, "Go Spurs, go." So that was a very, very fun experience. Now that's something I will never ever forget. And
sounds like it, dude.
Yeah, it was fun.
I was just sad I wasn't able to go, man. I was so busy that weekend, and then with my daughter having surgery.
Yeah, because I offered you a ticket. I had an extra ticket for you one day. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for the offer, man. But I was like, damn, there's no way I can go.
No. Obviously, yeah. I mean, your daughter comes first.
Yeah.
But then what else? Like, you had some weird experiences, like Brent Spiner, who plays Data. The doctor on Independence Day, the one that got wrapped up in the neck, by the tentacles.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good guy, but he was, kind of a movie star diva. There was moments it was like kind of cringy. I felt bad for fans because that's Star Trek, and what do Star Trek fans do? Come cosplay as their favorite Trekkie, as a Trekker. So, he just started calling out people because he did not want to be video recorded on cell phones.
Yeah,
he didn't want it, and he's like, "No, I don't want to do that. I want to do that." And then he would stop mid-conversation with me to call out people like directly. He would say, "Oh, you in the third row, you're just looking for the scores of the games, right? You're not trying to videotape me, right?" And then everybody thought it was a joke.
Yeah. And
then it got to the point where he even called out the Big Texas official staff videographers to document the whole event. And he told them, "No, shut it off." And so it was kind of a cringy one, but individually, he's fine, but I think it's just weird. It was just a weird vibe.
Maybe people are making money off his likeness. Maybe they're videotaping him and whatever he's saying, they're selling it to the media. Yeah.
But it was cool to find out that he used to live in San Antonio.
Oh, that's cool. That's dope.
Yeah, he went to Trinity University. Yeah. So he told everybody there, and it was good to but all in all, it was okay. He had to play the game with the people in attendance called 4 degrees of separation between him and somebody else. So he had fans throw out names. Like I said, okay, Sylvester Stallone. He was like, "Oh, come on, Jeff, give me something harder." He's like, "Boom, boom, boom," because I did it in 2. Somebody said like Charlie Chaplin, and then he's like, "Okay, you almost stumped me," and then he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But it was great. It's going to be back next year. Hopefully, I'll host that one as well.
Yeah.
And I think I will. Yeah, I think I will. So,
Hey, I was going to tell you, man.
But you got to go next time, man. I want to give you a ticket.
Yeah, I'll go next time. Let me know ahead of time. Like we'll make it a day of it. Where I can be out there all day, check it out, walk around, listen to some of your panels and stuff. Maybe take some videos and pictures if you'll allow me to do so.
What does that mean? Of course you can. I'm not acting like that guy. No way, my
Jeff's like, I'm too big for the little people.
No. I had fun. I had fun.
Hey, I got to ask you this too, man. I'm going to show this on screen because the Toy Hall of Fame has some new nominees this year. They have 5, right? They always have 5 nominees. So fans get to vote on which is their favorite toy that they would like to see inducted
Which
next.
one am I going to pick? Which am I going to pick?
Oh, come on, man. You already know. That's why I had to show the picture. Can you look at this, man? These are some old school favorites. The popcorn popper, from way back in the day. The Pez,
that, yeah.
The Pez dispenser. You have the My Little Ponies.
Is that really a toy?
It's a toy, man. It's a toy from the 80s.
Is it?
The girls used to play with it. My sister had a couple. And I was like, I would always kick them or do something to them just to mess with her, And then they have the pogo stick. It's the classic, but the one thing that really stood out, Transformers, man. It's come on, man.
It's a wrap, yeah. Look at the Optimus. That's not even Generation 1 Optimus Prime toy. That looks like more of a new.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's not the OG one, but no, you got to give Prime. I would put Pogo Stick number 2, 3. No, I'm sorry. My Little Pony number 2. Sorry. And then 3 would be Pogo Stick. 4 would be the popcorn thing, and then 5 is
the Pez.
That's not a toy. Is it a toy?
It's classified as a toy because it's like a candy dispenser. So they sell it in kind of like the toy aisle and all that.
I don't see it.
So it's a weird one, man. But number one, I think the one that's going to get the most votes right off the bat, it's going to have to be Transformers, man. Yeah, thank God they did not put in freaking GoBots, bro. Just burn those things with fire.
Are you sure they're already in it? No way, right?
No,
they're not already.
Man, they're not. There's no way, dude. There's no way. No way. I've never seen or even heard of a GoBot making it in the Toy Hall of Fame because the people that play with GoBots, they probably ate glue when they were kids, man.
I remember as a kid, one time for Christmas, my mom bought me like normal construction cars.
Yeah.
And they were like not transforming. They were just construction cars. And she's like, "Oh, these are the new Transformers." I'm like, "You can't do that to me. I know better than that. They're not." She thought she was trying to pull one over on me.
The Constructicons.
Yeah. And I was like, "I know my stuff, Mom. That ain't gonna turn into Devastator. Trust me."
They should have just taken you to the Pulga and bought you some, Transmorphers or something, dude.
Those still are around.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah, they're still around, and I'm like, what? Like they survived longer than the GoBots.
GoBots, nobody even really knows about. I'm sure that the GoBots are worth some money because they probably didn't make a lot of them or sell a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, these are some classic toys, man. I'm surprised they didn't have like some of the comments are coming in. Like Mario Cavasso said, He-Man. Where's He-Man at?
I think He-Man may be already in it.
I hope so, man. There's no reason why it shouldn't be there. Some of the toys from the 80s, like even like we used to play with the G.I. Joes, things like that, Matchbox cars, Hot Wheels, that kind of stuff. It's like I want to see those things be inducted into the Hall of Fame, which they probably are.
You probably know this, but do you know why they're called Matchbox cars?
No, probably because they could fit in a little matchbox, right?
You got it. Yeah. Back in the day, kids were not allowed to take in toys to school. So the inventor noticed that his son was smuggling in little cars in a matchbox. And then the inventor got the idea, and that's how he created Matchbox cars. So it comes from literally because they fit in back then they fit in a matchbox. Yeah. Now they probably don't.
So I got to ask you, man, which was your favorite childhood toy that you always used to play with? I know it was always Transformers, but beyond that, yeah.
Transformers was number one. He-Man was number two. Well, Master Universe was number two.
No doubt.
Yeah, G.I. Joe was a third. G.I. Joe just had so much come out. It was just like overwhelming.
They had
They
the
had
plane, the
They had
helicopters,
the plane,
everything.
they had the
dude.
helicopter. They had so much. And then they shifted to Ninja Force. Then they shifted to the Python Patrol. And that was another line. It just felt like never ending. So I kind of gave up on that after a while. What else did I have? I had, I think. Oh, then I switched to video games. So then there was like the NES, and then so I transitioned to that. Remember Muscles? I had the Muscles.
Oh yeah, those little tiny
pink
tiny
things?
things. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I went through a Muscles phase. What else? Garbage Pail Kid stickers and cards. I went through that phase. I had a bunch of them. I wish I still had them. They're all destroyed.
Look at Tim Gonzalez. He's putting the NBA is considering going back to East versus West for the NBA All-Star game. I think that, you know what? I think that's a good idea, Jeff. If they go back to the East versus West, because I mean, this is getting ridiculous now where they have, the show that
Mix
says
and match.
the pick, who's going to make the picks, who's going to take. I'm like, come on, man. Like, just get back to basics. Just go out there and have a good time. Even watching the All-Star games getting a little bit old already,
It's boring. Yeah, it's usually All-Star Saturday night and that's it.
Yeah, it's even All-Star Saturday night, for example. You got the dunk contest, which is getting a little bit, age. It's age. It's showing its age. It's getting old. They need to revamp that some way, somehow. Do something more exciting with it. The skills challenge is always good to see. It's what I get excited for. 3-point shootout, that kind of stuff. Even watching like the celebrity game, that's kind of funny. Checking that out and seeing what's happening. And then they have the Rising Stars challenge, and sometimes you get a spur or two featured in the mix, which is always good. But beyond that, I mean, you're not getting up to watch the All-Star game. You might have it on like I do, but you also have something else on that's just in the background, and you check it out every once in a while. It's not something you're excited about.
Well, I'm pretty sure Spurs fans are going to be watching a lot of that stuff because, look, I mean, for a fact Wemby's going to make the Rising Stars challenge. He's going to be in.
Yeah.
There's a possibility, depending how he plays, he could be on that West bench. So I think a lot of Spurs fans will have their eyes glued to this year's festivities.
Yeah. Hey, man, since we're coming near the end of the show already, and it is spooky season, it is October. What is Jeff Garcia's favorite go-to spooky movie or horror movie that you got to watch? I like watching The American Werewolf in London, dude. So
mine is the OG Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's your go-to?
The original one, not the remakes, the very first one. Because that one, I don't know what film they use, what cameras they use, but the mood and the vibe is just creepy and spooky. Like, it's just weird. And then, like, when you see Leatherface at the end, just like grunting because his victim got away. Yeah. I mean, that was just like weird. So yeah. For me, it's Chainsaw Massacre. The original's in the 70s.
Yeah.
What's a close second too? What was the name of that movie? Oh, Phantasm.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
man.
Phantasm is a kind of weird one too.
Hey, we should do like a quick review. Like I was telling you, 1-2 minutes, make it a YouTube short, giving the lowdown of our top 5 favorites of, horror movies and, why they're our favorites and kind of do that for fun. I think we'll have a little segment we do that with.
Who do you got? What was your movie again?
I like The American Werewolf in London. Yeah.
Yeah. But they only have that one scene though where he transforms into the wolf, and I feel like everything else is, I guess,
it's pretty good, dude. I like it still. It still holds up well. Like even like the attack and all that, when his friend gets dispatched right away, when they're coming home from that one pub, the Slaughtered Lamb. Best werewolf howl ever, dude, to this day. I love that movie, dude. It's like that still gives you chills when you hear it.
But does it scare you, or it's just more like gives you chills, like you said?
No, like it'll scare you. Like just the voice, the howl of that wolf itself. Even the way the wolf looks at the very end when it's in the subway or the train station, and it's going on an attack and killing people and all that kind of stuff. It's weird the way they shot things and the way it moves and all that kind of stuff, the transformations, just the special effects that they had to use back in the day. It still looks good. I mean, yeah, you can tell it's a puppet or whatnot, but I mean, the costume still looks great. I like it. But I'm always a sucker for like creature films, like if it has a creature attacks or something like that. Werewolf films, especially. Yeah, man, I'm a big fan of that, dude. I'm down for that. So
Yeah, and like horror movies nowadays don't really scare me as much. Maybe I'm just desensitized to it, or you can anticipate everything. Like they make it so obvious.
yeah,
Like, oh no, here comes a jump scare. Oh no, she's
the scary movies aren't scary.
She's gonna close the mirror on the cabinet, and behind her is gonna be Freddy. Something like that. And you can just see it coming already.
Just like the new Scream, dude. Don't even watch that. That was so bad, dude. It was horrible.
Oh really? I didn't realize there was another Scream. Oh yes, there was.
There was, man. Don't even bother. It's a waste of time, man. It was awful. And look at this, Mario Cavazos. Ask Jimenez. Oh wait, he doesn't watch any movies. Yeah, Jimenez. Right. He always never watched any movies. So we got to give him. I think that should be his assignment, Jeff. We got to give him one or two. He's got to watch a scary movie and review it from back in the day.
I would tell him to watch Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, we'll have him watch it. But
the original one.
He's gonna go ahead and shit on it. I know he is. He's gonna shit on something, dude. He liked Delta Force of all things. I'm like, come on, bro. He loved that movie, but he's gonna shit on Big Trouble in Little China. He hates it. Said it was awful.
Well, he already did already.
Yeah, I know. He said it was awful. He didn't like it. He said I couldn't even finish watching. It was so bad.
I told him that you have to watch it fully through. You can't just jump the shit.
God, man.
I mean, what do you expect? The movie can't just go right into it. You got to set up the premise. You got to set up the characters. You got to sprinkle in that, and and the way we go. I mean, did you even see the battle between Egg and who was he fight? And it was the battle between Egg and
I don't know.
Was it Lopan? Was it Lopan?
Lopan, yeah, Lopan.
Yeah, I thought the Egg Lopan battle was good. I thought the whole arena battle was good. I mean,
Jimenez is a weird dude, man. Like for movies that I think he's gonna shit on, like Delta Force. I like Delta Force. It's one of the classics from the 80s, classic action movie.
Yeah.
And I thought he was gonna shit on it. No, he liked it. He loved it. I was like, that's weird. Like movies you think he's not gonna like, he loves them. I think one of the things I'm gonna give him, because I mean it's kind of October and I'm a big sucker for creature films. I think I'm gonna have him review the original Predator.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, he's treading on dangerous ground there.
Yeah, just stay away from Transformers. Keep him away.
If he doesn't give that Predator an A or more, then he's gonna get cooked.
Yeah, same thing with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We're just gonna keep him away from Transformers, the original OG movie, the animated film from back in the 80s. He's not allowed to review that one at all.
No. Although he did tell me that he started watching it. He said the one thing that he gave an A+ to was the music. The music in that movie was great.
It was, man. It's classic 80s hair rock, the long hair rock bands.
Know what I recommend for you? Did you know you can go on YouTube and see the TF-86 deleted scenes? Like, it was worse. It was going to be much more gruesome than what it was. For example, you remember the scene when Ultra Magnus gets shot up by Galvatron?
Yeah.
He's like trying to open the Matrix and they shot him up.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, him getting shot up was part of the scene, but did you know Galvatron had his troops tie up Ultra Magnus and rip him apart from the limbs? That was going to be the original death scene for Ultra Magnus. What was the other one? The battle at Autobot City.
Yeah,
was going to be 10 times longer and bigger. And you remember the scene where this scene always threw me off. So the Decepticons are battling on Autobot City, and then I don't know where you just see Devastator like just break off a piece of wall, and that's it. Well, and that always felt weird. Well, there was a deleted scene after he did that wall tear. There's another battle inside there, and it's Devastator versus Ultra Magnus, a Red Alert, Trax, and Hound. They all have this massive battle inside. So when you re-look at the movie, after Devastator tears into the city, then you see Megatron standing and smiling. Well, because that was going to be part of the scene. Megatron watching Devastator just destroy everything. And did you know right before Prime and Megatron battle, Prime gets one of Starscream's crew, one of the jets, and he picks him up by the neck and slams him on the ground and breaks his neck. And that's a deleted scene.
No, man.
I'm like, how did they not give us this fire, man? It would have been even more perfect.
Yeah. Can you imagine all the little kids just been there, just with their jaw dropped, like, wow.
I mean, I would have been they're out there.
Yeah.
There was another scene where there was going to be a train track around Autobot City.
Yeah.
And there was going to be like this train, this monorail that goes around and drop off the Autobots. Well, that was going to be a transformer, and it was going to transform into an Autobot snake, like a massive snake, and it would have took it on the Decepticons like one-on-one, and that was going to be its own scene. And I was like, oh, how did y'all not give us this?
In case the fans that are watching haven't noticed, man, Jeff and I are big nerds at heart, man. So we're giving you some nerd nuggets right now. We're hitting you with some nerd nuggets. But hey, Jeff, we're going to have to go ahead and bring this to a close. But
all right,
I did enjoy our time together, man, talking about, San Antonio Spurs basketball, a little bit of NFL. But before I go ahead and let you go, the Rangers and the Astros are playing tonight. Who do you got?
We'll go Rangers.
Rangers. Okay. I told Chris Leha I can already taste that free case of beer he's going to give me because I said the Rangers are going to beat the Astros.
What's the bet y'all got?
Well, it's a case of beer. I said if the Rangers beat the Astros, in the ALCS, Leha's going to have to buy me a case of beer. And I said if the Astros beat the Rangers, I'll buy Leha a case of beer. And I think Jimenez got in on that action too. So I got to get back with them.
It's looking good for you, though.
It's looking good right now, but I mean, it's only 2 games, and the Astros are good on the road, so the series isn't over yet, man.
Are they Astros? ASS?
Aye.
TROS?
Yeah, I know Chris Leha's listening right now. Hey, man, come get your boy, Chris Leha. All right, Jeff. Well, hey, it was nice talking with you again. I know you got a new episode of Locked On Spurs going to be coming out, daily content here. So make sure you do follow Jeff on the X on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone.
Thank you very much, Joe. Appreciate it. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later, brother. Bye. All right. So as we go ahead and bring this show to a close, we got to go ahead and give a last shout out here to one of our sponsors, the one and only MCS General Contracting. MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business, honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show. Yeah, so make sure you go and give our boy Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call. If you need to go ahead and lay a new slab for a foundation, if you need to go ahead and have your driveway repaired, you got any cracks going on with your concrete in any means, go ahead and give Chris Leha a call. And if you're looking into maybe repairing your pool or you want a new pool, give Chris a call. He can even put in a basketball court in your backyard, paint the lines and everything for you, 3-point lines, free throw lines. They can do all that. And the thing is, if you want it done right and you want it to go ahead and last for many years to come, MCS General Contracting and Chris Leha, they're the ones that you want to go to. Again, their number is 210-774-9155. And like Chris Leha always says, MCS General Contracting has the hardest concrete in the business. It's diamond hard, baby. So we're looking forward to talking with you boys again on Friday as we preview the weekend of sports. So you all stay safe, and we'll see you all on Friday. We'll see you boys on Friday. We're out. Peace.